What is behaviorism? Ideas that behavior is acquired through conditioning. Measures behavior by a learner's response to stimuli. A learner's response to stimuli can be reinforced using positive or negative feedback. There are two types of conditioning: the operant conditioning and the classical conditioning. The operant conditioning is the subject learns behavior by associating it with consequences. And the classical conditioning, subject learns to associate two unrelated stimuli with each other. Classical conditioning. Ideas of a classical conditioning originate from old philosophical theories. However, it was the Russian psychologist Ivan Pavlov who educated classical conditioning. His work provided a basis for later behaviorists like John Watson and B.F. Skinner. Why is classical conditioning is important? Classical conditioning can help us understand how some forms of addiction or drug dependence work. For example, the repeated use of a drug could cause the body to compensate for it, an effort to counterbalance an effects of the drug. Another example of classical conditioning is known as the appetizer effect. This is the classical conditioning explained during the training. Neutral stimulus is followed by the unconditioned stimulus, which products is unconditioned response. The neutral stimulus that does not produce any response. Unconditioned stimulus is unconditionally, naturally, and automatically elicits the response. And the unconditioned response is the unreleased response that occurs naturally in the reaction to the unconditional stimulus. And after the training, the neutral stimulus becomes conditioned stimulus and illicit response conditional response. The classical conditioning examples is that number 1, the phone rings with a ringtone that signals it's your boss. He tells you need to work all night and always feel tired and crappy. And that's why the phone is ringing with a ringtone that signals it's your boss. You feel tired and crappy. Number 2 example. You start opening the dog food bag and it makes a crinkling noise. That's why you give food to your dog who salivates and feels good while eating. The crinkling sound of the dog food bag makes for dogs salivate and feel good. And that's all my report about classical conditioning behaviorism. Thank you.